And to give us some insights, we are now being joined by Philippe Moret-Chevrolet from Paris. He is a professor of political communications at Sciences Po and communication expert from Paris. Professor, thank you so much for joining us here on WION. Good to see you.
Hello, good to see you.
And now that the talks between the left and the right parties are over with Emmanuel Macron, what happens next?
Frankly, we don't know. We are in a kind of a situation that we never experienced before. That's the first time that we had general elections 2 months ago, and no new prime minister was appointed. We have no clear majority, and we don't know yet which person the president will pick up and nominate as a prime minister. And we don't know if this prime minister will have a majority in the parliament for pursuing any kind of politics. And we don't know what's really what the president wants at that stage.
Right, Professor, as you said, the country hasn't been in this kind of a situation in a really long time. How are the people in Paris reacting to something like this? Given 2 months, there is no new prime minister.
First of all, they were preoccupied with the Olympic Games, and it was all about the Olympic Games. So for like 3 weeks, everything was centered around the games, and it was pretty successful. So the morals are kind of high now, and people are not yet into politics. They will become more and more involved as time passes, but you have to understand that for the moment we are still in between the Olympic Games and also the national holiday that lasts, generally speaking, lasts until the end of August. So we are nowadays, just in the moment, we are re-entering politics, and we are thinking again about all that, but that has been set aside for a few weeks.
Right, Professor, before I let you go, do you think, looking back, President Macron now regrets his decision of calling snap elections?
We don't know if the president regrets what he did, but his party, his supporters, his prime minister openly regret what he did. I mean, he has lost a lot of support, a lot of MPs, loyal people that were behind him, backing him. His prime minister now is very much an adversary rather than someone who supports the president. And he has pretty much everyone against him. In the polls, he's very low, but he's still in charge. And you have to understand that in France, the institutions were made around the president in order to support the president. We have very, very few counterweights. We have very, very few institutions that are able to limit the power of the president. So we are in a kind of a predicament with the president that are no more political legitimacy, but still is in charge. And he has to choose an MP from parties that he doesn't like, that he doesn't want to see in charge. And clearly he's reluctant to do it. So everyone is kind of negotiating with him more or less openly in order to force him into making a decision.
Right. All right, Professor, thank you so much for all those insights from
Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.